Imagine you're invited to one of the happiest celebrations of your life, a wedding. Music fills the streets, children laugh, families embrace, the tables overflow with food, everything feels perfect. But before the night is over, something unexpected will happen, and it will become the moment that changed history forever. Now imagine, standing among the crowd, only a few feet away, is the creator of the universe. No one realizes it yet, but Jesus is about to perform his very first public miracle. Think about that. The one who spoke galaxies into existence, the one who commands angels, the one who holds every star in place, is quietly attending a village wedding. If you were writing this story, what miracle would you choose? Would Jesus heal thousands, raise the dead, calm a storm? Instead, he chose something no one expected, because hidden inside this ordinary wedding was an extraordinary message, one that points directly to the cross. The celebration continued. Laughter echoed through the streets. No one suspected that a disaster was only moments away. Then, someone noticed something terrifying. The wine was gone. To us, running out of wine might sound like a small inconvenience, but in first-century Israel, it was a family disaster, a humiliation that people would remember for years. Then, one woman noticed what everyone else had missed. Mary, the mother of Jesus, she quietly walked toward her son. Mary finally reached Jesus. She didn't panic. She didn't make a scene. She simply looked into his eyes and quietly said,
"They have no wine."
just 4 words. Yet those 4 words would change history forever. Imagine that moment. Mary wasn't just speaking to her son. She was speaking to the Son of God. She knew something no one else in that crowd fully understood. If anyone could help, it was Jesus. Then Jesus answered,
"Why do you involve me? My hour has not yet come."
At first, his words almost sound confusing. What a wedding have to do with his hour? Here's what most people miss. Whenever Jesus spoke about his hour, he wasn't talking about time. He was talking about the cross. Even before his ministry truly began, his heart was already moving toward Calvary. Mary didn't argue. She didn't question him. She didn't plead. Instead, she turned toward the servants and spoke 7 words that every believer still needs to hear today.
Do whatever he tells you.
Think about these words. Mary never told Jesus how to solve the problem. She simply trusted him. Real faith doesn't demand answers. It follows Jesus, even before it understands. Then, John tells us something strange, something most people skip right over. He writes, there were 6 stone water jars nearby. Why would John include that detail? Because every detail matters, not ordinary jars. These were ceremonial purification jars. Every Jewish guest knew exactly what they were for. Before worship, before meals, before sacred moments, people washed with this water. It represented cleansing. But there was something these jars could never do. They could wash dirty hands, yet they could never wash a guilty heart. The outside looked clean, but the inside remained unchanged. Then Jesus gave one simple command.
"Fill the jars with water."
The servants obeyed. Bucket after bucket after bucket, they filled every jar, all the way to the brim. What they didn't realize was that they were about to witness the impossible. Imagine being one of those servants. Your arms are exhausted. Your clothes are soaked. You just spent the last hour filling 6 massive stone jars, bucket after bucket, until every single one was completely full. You know exactly what's inside them. Nothing but water. Then Jesus broke the silence. He didn't wave his hands. He didn't shout a prayer. He didn't perform a dramatic ceremony. He simply looked at the servants and calmly said,
Now draw some out.
"Can you imagine what the servants must have been thinking? Omer, draw what? It's only water." Yet they obeyed. Sometimes God asks us to take the next step before we ever see the miracle. The servant lifted the cup. His heart was racing. Just moments ago, he had poured ordinary water into that jar. Now, he stared into the cup. Then, the impossible happened. The water was gone. In its place was rich, beautiful wine. No one saw the exact moment it changed. Only Jesus knew. There was no explosion, no flash of light, no loud announcement. The greatest miracles often happen quietly. Jesus gave one final instruction.
Take it to the master of the banquet.
Can you imagine carrying that cup? What if nothing had changed? What if everyone laughed? The servants had only one choice. Trust him. The master of the banquet accepted the cup without knowing where it came from. He raised it to his lips and took a drink. For one brief moment, everything stood still. Then his eyes widened. This wasn't ordinary wine. It was extraordinary. In fact, it was the finest wine served the entire week. He immediately called the bridegroom. Everyone served the best wine first, then the cheaper wine later. Little did he know, those words described far more than the wine. The guests thought they were simply drinking better wine. They had no idea they were witnessing the beginning of God's greatest rescue plan, because this miracle was never really about wine. It was about something far greater.
Share your thoughts, testimony, or prayer request in the comments below. Your story may encourage someone else who needs hope today.